It's time for you to convert all your theoretical knowledge into practice, and I welcome you to our first lab program class. Before starting our first C lab program, we will discuss how these lab program classes are organized. In any lab program class, we will discuss what is the problem statement. And next, once you understand what is the problem statement, we will understand how to solve that problem. Once we understand how to solve the problem, I request you to shift to your compiler and try to write the program on your own. If you have completed writing the program, come back to this video and continue watching this video so that you will be able to understand how I solved the problem. And if you haven't done the problem, no problem. Just continue the video, and after understanding the complete video, and I request you to solve the problem on your own again. So this makes a lot of difference. In the initial stage, it creates a lot of frustration and confusion, but I want you to show some patience. So at this point of time, most of the students will drop the course, but I request you to show some patience. Just watch the video multiple times until you solve the program on your own. So let's get started with our first lab program class. So what is the first problem statement? So the problem statement I have provided in this comment section. So these are called as comments. So the problem statement states that write a C program to find the sum and average of three numbers. What we have to do? We have to solve a problem where we have to find the sum of three numbers and also the average of those three numbers. Now, how to solve this problem? For that, I have divided this entire problem into four parts. So these four parts, we will divide this entire program into four parts. The first part states that variable declaration. Identify all the variables that are required for this program to solve, for this problem to solve. The next step is allow user to provide input. Now we will ask the user to provide the inputs. So the third one is, very important one, is logic building. So here is where we are going to find the exact solution for the problem. So what is the logic building for this problem? It is add all the three numbers, sum. We are going to find the sum of all the three numbers and find the average of that sum. Whatever the sum we got, we have to divide that sum by 3. So what is an average? Sum of all the numbers by number of numbers. So we are going to find the sum and average of the given three numbers, and the final step is to display the output. Okay, so this is how we are going to solve this problem, and I request you to pause the video at this point of time. So this is where you shift to your compiler and try to write the program on your own with all the knowledge that you got from our previous discussions, previous theory classes. Okay, so now let's start our discussion. So let's start writing our program. How many variables are required? So we have to get three numbers. So for that we need three variables, and what type of variables they are? We will take them as float, because there is no guarantee that always the user is going to give integers. So we will take the data type as float. And what are the names of the variables? The names of the variables is num1, number 1, num2. Always try to make the variables in a very reasonable way so that we can easily understand what these variables is going to store. Num3, it is number 3. And what are the other variables that we required? It is sum. Sum of all the numbers has to be stored, and the next one is average. The average of all those numbers has to be stored in a separate variable called avg. We will take the variable name as avg. So the sum is to store the sum of all these three variables, and the next one is avg. It is to store the average of all those three numbers. So the first part is done. We have declared all the variables. Next, we have to allow the user to provide the input. So first we have to prompt the user what kind of input has to be provided. So this is very important point in this particular part. We have to prompt the user perfectly so that he should not get any confusion while providing the inputs. That is very important. It is printf. So I am asking enter 3 numbers. So I am requesting the user to provide 3 numbers, any number. It may not be only integer, floating point numbers are also accepted. Now what we have to do? Now what we have to do is and I want the output, we have to scan the inputs from the user. We are asking the user to provide the inputs, right? Now user has to provide those inputs, means we have to scan the inputs from the user. And I want that scanning to be done from the next line. So in order our cursor to move to the next line, in order to direct our cursor to move to the next line, what is that we have to use? It is escape sequence /n. Okay. So now our cursor will move to the next line, and in this next line we have to provide a function, an input function called scanf. Now how many variables are to be scanned? 3 variables are to be scanned. Okay, so now, and what is the data type? It is of type float. Now what is the format specifier that we have to specify? We have to specify %f. If you give %d, it is going to provide an error, and these kind of examples we have seen in our theory classes. We made a separate video on these problems. Okay, so we have to be very careful at this point of time. We have to see what kind of data types these variables are declared as. Now based upon those data types, we have to provide these format specifiers. So the first one is for the first variable, and the second %f is for the second variable, and similarly the third one. And what are the variables into which these values are to be stored? Whatever the values that are provided by the user, those values are to be stored into the variables, right? Into which variables these values are to be stored, that we have to provide with the address of operator. Try to remember this. This is the point where most of the students will do mistakes. They will forget that ampersand address of operator. So the first variable I am expecting is, it is num1, and the second one is num2, and the third variable into which the third value has to be stored is ampersand num3. Okay, now with this we are done with our scanf statement. We are allowing the user to provide the input. And the third very important point, which is logic building. So this is where we are going to write the exact solution for the problem. What is the problem? We have to find the sum of the 3 numbers, and also we have to find the average of those 3 numbers, and where those variables, where those outcomes of those summation and average has to be stored. For that we have 2 variables, which is sum. In this sum we have to store the sum of all the 3 variables. Those variables are num1 plus num2 plus num3. Now with this, the summation of all the 3 variables will get stored in a variable called sum. The next one is average. AVG is the variable which is going to store the average. Now how to find the average? Sum of all the numbers by number of numbers. We got the sum of all the numbers. Where it is getting stored? It is getting stored in a variable called sum. So all we need to do is, it is sum divided by 3. That's it, simple. We are going to get the average. Now the final display, the final part, which is display the final output. So how you would like to display the final output? So for that it is printf, we will write some sentence, the sum and average the sum and average of the three numbers is, so this is where the placeholder has to be provided, means the percentage f. This is the place where the sum has to be stored and is percentage f and percentage f. This is the place holder for average. Okay. So the next is, what are the variables in which what are the variables whose values are to be stored in those placeholders? So the variables are sum comma average, AVG. So this is how we are going to the final output is going to get displayed. Okay. So now, so that's it. So just see how this program is going to produce the output. So click run. So immediately we are going to get an error, choose language. Now we have to choose the language, C program we have to choose and click run now. Now with this we got an error. So what is the error? So I forgot to give, so the errors are very common while writing the programs. I forgot this comma. So that is the reason why we got this error. So now enter three numbers. See here, this printf is stating that I am requesting the user to provide to enter three numbers, and after that I have used new line. Now means what happening here, our cursor has been shifted to the new line and it is waiting for the user to provide the inputs. So this is what the scanf is going to do. So it is whenever we execute a scanf function, whenever the compiler executes the scanf function, it will wait for the user to provide all the inputs. So how many inputs are there? 3 inputs are there. It will wait until the user provides all the 3 inputs. So the input number 1, let's make it as 24.5. We will give some floating values. A space is going to separate one value with the other value. And the next one is 45. Let's take it as 45. And the next one is 78.8. Okay, so I have provided 3 numbers, all the 3 numbers has been provided, and now I have to press enter. See, the outcome states that the sum and average of 3 numbers is, so this is the value. The sum is 148.33 something, we are going to get in 6 values, 6 decimal precisions are going to be provided by default. Now can we control this? Yes, we can control. That we will try to understand in our later coming programs. So the sum and average of these 3 numbers is this. So this is what we got. Okay. So this is how our lab programming classes are organized, and we are going to understand in detail about every program that we are going to solve in these lab programming classes. Hope you got the clarity on this concept. Thanks for watching. We will see in the next class.